Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Two Sides of New York. We got Yankees Mets, of course, coming your way, along with cross reading and doofus of the week. So the Yankees and the Mets both going in direct opposite directions, both in the clubhouse and on the field. So, Cross, you want to get into your Metropolitans?
Yes, the two complete opposite franchises are the New York Mets and New York Yankees. The only thing that they have in common is that they both play in New York. The New York Mets started the week off by firing pitching coach Dave Eiland. I guess he was the scapegoat for all this shit that's been going on. But if you look back through last year and this year, Dave Eiland would come at Matt Harvey when Matt Harvey was still at the Mets, and he'd be like, "Yo, you fucking suck. You got to get your shit together." And Dave Eiland was one of the main guys who was like, "You know what? We should just trade this guy because he's just useless." And then even this year, he was coming at Noah Syndergaard saying what he needs to do better. So Dave Eiland was not the guy to blame. It's just a pawn by the Wilpons to just blame someone, to take the blame off them. But I think the time is coming. People are really starting to realize how bad the Wilpons are. How people are starting to see that the Wilpons should not be owning this team. And they got to sell the team because this is a joke.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps getting worse, huh?
Yeah, and the Mets have sucked for many, many years. We've had a couple up moments, but mostly just down moments. And the only consistent has been the Wilpons. So hopefully MLB could maybe do what they did with the Dodgers and step in and force them to sell this team because it's pretty ridiculous.
And it worked out for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't got a title, but they're winning
baseball games, yeah. So we had a 4-game split with the Cubs, and just like it's been the entire season, the Mets could have and should have swept the series 4 games. So in the first game, the Mets jumped out to a 3-0 lead, which was a good start, obviously, against the Cubs. And then we had Walker Lockett pitching, and he got absolutely rocked for 6 runs in the 3rd inning. Exactly. This is who this is the guy who we're having start in replacement for Noah Syndergaard while he's injured. Why not? We could have got Dallas Keuchel, but instead we're just going to these no-name guys who suck.
Keuchel got rocked that was first start.
Yeah, but that's kind of as expected. But who would you rather have, Walker Lockett or Dallas Keuchel?
I'm taking my man Keuchel.
Yeah, there we go. So things did get better in the series. Things did start looking up for a couple minutes for us. We had a 5-4 comeback win. Jeff McNeil just keeps on hitting. He had a clutch go-ahead RBI in the 7th inning to give us the lead, and we didn't look back. Our bullpen looked good that game for once. Alonso also had a homer. And then the next day, Zach Wheeler pitched spectacular in a 10-2 victory. The offense was clicking. Pete Alonso had a home run, a couple more hits. Jeff McNeil had 2 more hits, and Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier had another home run. The dude's on fire. When he first came back from the injured list at the beginning of the season, I did not want this guy anywhere near the field. But along with Alonso and McNeil, he's just a consistent bat that's been hitting for a good part of the year now. So that's good for Todd Frazier.
Yeah, the offense has been pretty good for you guys.
Even Michael Conforto has been putting up really good numbers this year. He's going to hit 30 home runs. So the offense is definitely not the problem with this team. It's the horrific bullpen.
Yeah, which was supposed to be a strong suit coming into the season.
Oh yeah, when you acquire Edwin Diaz, it should be a strong suit. But knowing the Mets, this is just how things go. If you're a great player and you come put on the New York Mets uniform, it's just all going to go away.
Yeah, but this seems like not working out. Going back to Dave Eiland, I mean, he's definitely a good pitching coach. He was our pitching coach in 2009.
Right,
so.
Exactly. It's just when you walk through those doors into the Citi Field clubhouse, you're just like, fuck, my career is over. So now this is when the drama begins. In the last game of the series, we were winning the entire game. We have a 1-run lead in the 8th inning. Seth Lugo is in the game. He's about 45 pitches deep. There's 1 out. runner on runners on first and second, and Javier Baez.
It's such an epic at bat.
It was a really long at bat. Javier Baez hits a 3-run bomb, and that ends up sticking the for the lead. The Cubs won 5-3, and then now in the post game they asked Seth Lugo, did you have your stuff today? And he says no. They asked Mickey Callaway the same question. Do you think Seth Lugo had it today? And Mickey Callaway says yes. So that just shows how not in touch Mickey Callaway is with the team. And now the real drama begins. The Mets are in a Mickey Mouse fight club right now. So Mets Newsday beat writer Tom Healy, Mickey Callaway was walking out of his office, and Tom Healy says, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. And Mickey did not like that. He said, don't be a smartass, you motherfucker, and then continued to say things under his breath. And then he ended up saying, have this motherfucker removed. And then to make everything worse, Jason Vargas comes running in, yelling to Tim Healy, I'll knock you the fuck out, bro. What a disaster. And Tom Healy, he's a young guy. He's one of these new up-and-coming beat writers. Seems like a really cool guy, and I don't think he meant anything personal by it. Just frustration is just getting to the Mets.
Yeah, well, I think Baez pimping that home run pissed them off because he sat there and watched that.
Yeah, and then did you see how hype he was when he got back?
To the dugout?
Yep. Oh man, but it's just this is what happens to shitty teams. Just everyone's pointing the finger at each other. Fights are going on, and then the next day, they held another press conference for Mickey Callaway to apologize.
Oh yeah, the Mets totally threw both of them under the bus.
Yeah, so both Vargas and Mickey Callaway were fined. And apparently Mickey Callaway's first apology wasn't good enough because he didn't say sorry. So they called him back for a second press conference to actually say the words "I'm sorry," which is that's a joke. Him and Tim Healy met earlier that day, so I don't think that was necessary. It's just everything this team does is just ass backwards.
Yeah, Callaway, he's pretty awful.
Yeah, so but. We should be talking about this. Jeff McNeil, 6 straight multiple hit games. I think 7 tonight. He has 2 hits tonight, so 7 straight multiple hit games. Pete Alonso broke the Mets rookie record with his 27th home run.
Strawberry.
Yeah, and we're just talking about this bullshit. It's a joke. This franchise.
Yeah, I feel like even if Alonso breaks the rookie record, there's just so much Mets drama people won't remember. It's crazy.
Could you imagine what Jeff McNeil and what Jeff McNeil and Pete Alonso are saying to each other right now? They're like, bro, as soon as we're eligible for free agents, we're getting the fuck out of here.
You're going to have to pay him a lot.
Yeah. So, it was just, that Cubs series was a disaster. Last night we started a series in Philadelphia, and Steven Matz is an absolute mental midget. If he gives up 1 hit in the first inning, you're guaranteed to score 10 runs against him. The dude sucks. He had so much talent. He had way more hype than Matt Harvey or Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom coming into his career, and he just fell flat on his face. He had he had a good rookie year, and then after that, he's just been very underwhelming.
How's Jake been doing now? Has he been shaping it up a little?
Oh yeah, he's bounced back. They just find new ways to not have him win games. He started the game against the Seth Lugo game. Should have had another one there. Just the Mets are an absolute joke. I don't think there's just nothing we could do. It starts with the Wilpons. They have to if the Wilpons, as long as the Wilpons are the owners of this team, the Mets are never going to be good again.
It's just unexplainable that they have such a good roster.
Yeah.
I feel like that roster on other franchises would be a first place team.
Well, yeah, and you look
at least a second place team.
Exactly. You look at the Yankees, and it's DJ LeMahieu contributing and Luke Voigt contributing. Come on. Both very good players, but they're not if they were on the Mets, they'd be bench players.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. DJ, I'll get into him later.
Yeah.
I think.
But just wrapping it up against with the Mets. We're lost. And one more thing. a report came out that Brody Van Wagen was sending texts to the Mets clubhouse.
Really?
Yeah, to take out Jacob deGrom, that start in Arizona where he got shaken up a bit, but he still wanted to pitch. So and deGrom, I think deGrom might have knew about that because when they showed him in the dugout, he was just pissed off the rest of the night, and the Mets ended up blowing that game. So that just goes to show the Mets season so far.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's not good to hear.
It's not good. Of course, Brody denied that today, but that it has to be true.
Definitely. Of course they're going to deny it. I mean, I love A-Rod, but look at him.
Yeah. So let's lighten things up and go to the New York teams on the rise.
So the Yankees, barring Stanton's okay after getting his finger, I just saw the replay. He got his finger stepped on sliding in the third. But borrowing, that's nothing big. No, we're about at full strength. Subtract Betances and Severino. But
right.
It's great to see those two guys back out there. It definitely makes that stadium a lot more electric. Even when we were winning all those games with the backups, winning with your big guys, it's nothing like it. As we've won 9 of 10, 3 outs away from making it 10 of 11. And good things are happening for the Bronx. This is definitely becoming one of my favorite seasons. Although the last 3 seasons I've just really enjoyed.
Yeah, the Yankees, I hate to say it, but they're definitely the most dangerous team in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially
the most dangerous team,
that starter.
Most dangerous team in the American League. I think the Dodgers are still the team to beat. But in the American League,
definitely, especially being 2-time reigning NL champions.
Yeah.
But we actually just broke the 2002 Rangers record for most games with a home run. So they had 27 in a row, and DJ LeMahieu led off the first with a bomb tonight. So we broke that record for 28, and we're chasing that number again later this year. So
Hicks absolutely pimped that shot. There was some...
Oh, did you see that side shot?
Yeah, there was people on Twitter that were like, "Oh, you just broke a record. You gotta be a class act about it." Shut the hell up. Come on.
Are you kidding me? Well, that was time. Dude, come on.
Yeah, he
pimped that. Dude, Hicks has a beautiful swing.
Yeah. And the stadium was electric. Like you said, everyone's back. They're back to full strength. They were winning without the top guys now. When everybody's healthy, watch out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just watching Judge launch his first home run back from the IL today, that stadium just started shaking on a first-inning home run. So I can't wait for the big moments because it's going to be fun. But DJ LeMahieu, I mean, I know some people look at him as he's an average player just having a good season. No, this kid's a star, and he's been a star for a while. He's just up there with Manny Machado and those guys. 4-time All-Star. I mean, I'm not putting him with, Trout and, Yelich in them, but, some of those middle-tier superstars, like Machado, Harper.
He's one of the best hitters in baseball, and it's a shame that he's not getting enough credit for it. Same thing with Jeff McNeil. I know we're talking about the Yankees, but both guys, they're just good hitters. And in today's game, that gets lost because they're not hitting moonshots when they're producing. They're hitting it up the middle. They're spreading the field, and it's just sad to see that it's becoming a lost art in the game because those guys are so useful, especially in playoff runs when you need a base hit and you shouldn't be just swinging for the fences. Those are the guys that you need up in that situation.
Exactly. Even though Gary Sanchez has the best numbers on the Yankees right now, the MVP is obviously DJ LeMahieu. He changed the way that this whole team hits.
Yeah, and especially how he's been really good the entire season for you guys. But when everybody
he was never hitting below 300 or 315. They said he hasn't hit below this season.
And when they asked him to be the main guy while everyone was hurt, he just stepped up to become even better.
Yeah, third, short, second, he even plays first. So, I mean, wow, I remember people wanted Marwin Gonzalez instead, and he definitely had a better season last year than DJ, but Cashman knew what he was doing.
Yeah, so it looks like the Coors effect is not in play with DJ LeMahieu.
I mean, there are a history of players that just leave Coors Field and get better. A lot of people thought if Arenado left, his numbers would go down. No, he would still be a top 3 player in his league.
Well, no matter where you go, you're probably going to hit because these how juiced these balls are.
Juice the balls. Yeah, the balls are juiced, but there's definitely more power in this game than ever.
Did you see Todd Frazier's home run? How he thought it was he thought he got under it, so he slammed the bat down and then it went over the fence.
That's some A-Rod.
Yeah. I remember that happened to Harper a couple years ago too in Wrigley.
Back to those big guys back. I mean, did you see Stanton's home run last night?
Yeah, it was a tank.
It was a tank. I mean, I called it too. I was like, I'm feeling number one right
Number
here.
1 of the season.
I know. Who would have thought number 1 on the season would be June 24th?
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, I'll take it. And then did you see Gary's moonshot against the Astros in the bleachers?
Yeah, that was...
And that little bat flip he did?
Yeah, what was the distance? The distance on that? Wasn't it like
481. I don't get how his... I don't know. There's no way Stanton's was just 465 because Gary's was 481.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where like the announcers, they make it when it was off the bat, when the announcers make a noise when they go, oh, you know that ball is hit deep.
Yeah, well, Michael Kay has, like, no voice right now, so he couldn't, like... he was fine last night.
What do you mean he has no voice?
Like, he had no voice. Like, the game Gary hit his home run. Like, if you listen to it, his voice is gone. He, like, lost it.
Because he does, like, a 5-hour radio show before each game.
I know.
I don't know how he does that. That's, like, exhausting.
Hey. Walk the Parrot, Edwin Encarnacion.
Did he just go deep?
Yeah.
Going into our players of the week cross reading, I'm going with Mike Trout, who batted .483 with 14 hits, 10 runs batted in, and an on-base percentage of .559, and he is proving why he's the best player in baseball.
He's the best player in baseball. He's the AL MVP right now, and Mike Trout is definitely one of my favorite players, like, in this league. Like, yeah, regardless. It's just amazing what he does.
He's just so fun to watch. That swing is just so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Like, every time he hits a home run, I watch it at least 5 times.
Oh, yeah. It's like he has, like, a really short swing, but he's, like, I don't know how he's able to get so much power. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, he can, and the pitches he hit are, like, in the dirt sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
the dude's incredible.
He's incredible. He's going to win his 3rd MVP very soon, if not this year. And, like, he's, 27? It's unbelievable.
You'll get into your player of the week, but it's not Pete Alonso, which is an absolute joke. I'm going to read Pete Alonso's stats of the week because he was here's what he was slashing. Batting average of .417, on-base percentage of .548, and OPS of 1.042, and he had 4 home runs.
Well, with all due respect to Trout, DJ LeMahieu had a far better week, but went with Christopher Taylor, and it was just because his home runs were very clutch. I don't know if you were keeping up with those games. They had 3 rookies walk it off.
Yeah, his home runs were clutch.
10 ribbies in a week and hitting .464. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, and the Dodgers, especially how they've been winning games, they can play in the clutch.
They can play in the clutch, and that's why they've won 2 straight NL titles. And, I mean, the Braves are good, but I don't think they'd beat the Dodgers right now. They don't have the pitching, I don't think.
But, I mean, the Dodgers, you don't want to play them in the championship series, but you do want to play them in the World Series because they cannot finish in the World Series.
Yep, I mean, they cannot finish it off. That's been their last 2 years. And the Dodgers, though, Ryu, I feel like no one's talking about how good he's been.
Yeah, low-key probably is... He might have a better year than Jacob deGrom had last year.
He's definitely having a DeGrom-like year, and it's unbelievable how no one's talking about how good he is.
Yeah, but I mean, if he keeps pitching like this, he'll win the Cy Young, and he'll get the respect he definitely deserves.
Oh, definitely. I feel like he'll get the respect after the All-Star.
And he's one of those guys that his entire career he's been on and off, but now he's really come into form.
Exactly, and if Kershaw goes on, he's been pretty consistent. I mean, he's been all right.
Yeah, Kershaw.
But if Kershaw returns to somewhat of his form.
Yeah, but Kershaw, he hasn't been obviously this is not his best year, but he hasn't been bad one bit.
And in Walker Buehler, I think he's going to win a couple Cy Youngs.
Oh yeah, that kid is really good. Yeah, he's so good.
All right, moving on to Doofus and Congrats Guy of the Week. My Doofus of the Week was the Tampa Bay Rays with the plan to play halftime in Montreal and halftime in Tampa. That's just, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah, the Montreal.
just move full time. Just make the Expos a team again. I would
They
love
should.
that.
They should. That would expand the game too. I mean, I know there's already a team in Canada, but to get more
That
of
would
the
be amazing, though.
Yeah.
Having the Expos and the Blue Jays, they would be. It'd be like the
It'd be-
Yankees Red Sox
oh
rivalry.
yeah, for sure, it would grow the game so much to the part of Canada who lost a baseball team. They're definitely in Montreal. They're definitely bigger baseball fans than they are in Tampa.
Oh, with the team that the Rays have, an actual good team. They would definitely draw big attention.
It's so stupid. Like in the Rays, they don't have they have guys who aren't getting paid much, so they'd be asking these guys who are getting like not even $1 million contracts to get two houses, one in Tampa and then another in Montreal. That's ridiculous. But they said that they're not gonna do that, right?
No, I don't think it's looking like they're gonna do it. But I definitely think they should. It'd be good if they moved there full time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's not gonna happen.
So my doofus of the week is Cam Newton. Saw the video of him on the airplane.
Another video. He's such an idiot. He doesn't learn ever.
No, trying to bribe a guy with an aisle seat for $1,500 to switch with him, and the guy said no. And then you just see Cam Newton's big ass walking back to his seat, like complaining and talking under his breath. I mean, it's one thing if the guy says no and you're just like, all right, and you go back to your seat, but he was just making an ass of himself by like complaining on his way back. Like, dude, it's his seat, just shut up.
Dude, he's such, I don't know, he's unbelievable. Like, ever since that Super Bowl, he's just been the most egotistical player in the NFL.
Do you think he's the most hated player in the NFL?
Definitely.
You think so? Let me think.
Who else?
Kareem Hunt, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely gonna get some hard tackles.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But yes, my congrats guy of the week is Dave Island, former New York Mets pitching coach.
For getting the hell out of there.
For getting the hell out of here. He was probably like, thank you so much for firing me because I did not want to come to this clubhouse anymore. And the guy, I forgot to say this, that we hired 82-year-old Phil Regan.
Yeah, you hired that old guy.
What, like, I thought he was going to show up to the Polo Grounds his first day on the job. The guy pitched against Harmon Killebrew.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gonna how are you gonna bring in a guy that old? He's gonna know nothing about the analytics.
Well, apparently Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard, they both said that he was a big part in their development. But of course they're gonna say that. Like, they can't just be like, "Yo, I don't want this old fuck coming anywhere near me."
Yo, that's so funny.
It's so Mets. That's what it is.
It is. But my congrats guy, as it was actually your doofus of the week, is when Max Scherzer bunts up and hits himself in the face against two black guys. I mean, what do? You go out and you just throw an absolute gem, striking out 13.
Against Bryce Harper, too.
Exactly. He definitely pitches with a lot more energy, but that was just such a gritty appearance.
Oh, yeah, and you see the emotion pour out of him when he got that strikeout in the 7th inning, I think it was, 7th or 8th. He was just hype.
He was hyped. He was pitching with something. He was pitching with...
I love Jacob deGrom, but if I had to pick him over Scherzer, I'm probably picking Max because like you said, he's just gritty.
He's just gritty, but you have to think about, what I was trying to tell you earlier, is just I know Jacob had that year, but Max he's been the best pitcher in baseball for a good 3-4 years now.
Yeah, he's struggled a little bit this year, but definitely
just in the beginning, though.
Yeah, he seems to be turning around now. What you think? There's any chance that the Nationals are going to try to trade him? Because the Nationals,
unless they're getting franchise-changing players, if they're getting Gleyber Torres, Domingo Germán, Clint Frazier, right, Miguel Andujar, probably even someone like Hicks to even up the money.
The Nationals, They got a young team. They could just be like a couple bullpen moves away from.
Yeah, they're not going to trade him. I'll tell you right now.
No. I'm just saying, like, if you keep Scherzer, if you're Nationals, you keep Scherzer and just try to bolster that bullpen because they have a lot of young players and a very good starting pitching staff when they're on their A game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to see him get traded, especially to the Yankees. And I think the best thing that can happen for the Yankees, starting pitching wise. The best pitcher they can get is Severino returning. I'm just going to say that.
You think so?
He's better than Bumgarner.
You guys have to do something about Hap, though. I know he's your guy coming into the season. I know he's a good guy. He plays hard when he's out there. But
well, the thing is, his second half was so good last year, so you don't know if he's going to come turn it around like he did. Because he had a first half like this last season. Well, actually, no. Didn't he make the All-Star team?
Yeah.
Did he close out the All-Star game last year?
I don't remember where he was, but I think he was.
He was at Toronto.
Yeah. But
I mean, I don't know. He went 7-0. Yeah, we definitely need to do something about Hap. But you have to remember, we're getting Herman back, and that's what I was saying with Severino. I mean, I think he's the best pitcher out there, or not out there because he's on the Yankees, but that they're going to be able to acquire.
Yeah, right. I know what you're saying.
Because like Stroman, obviously Severino, I would take him over Stroman because Stroman has awful numbers at Yankee Stadium. I mean, I would love to get Marcus Stroman.
Let's talk about this Stroman and Eckersley beef.
Oh, yo, that's who I should have put for my doofus of the week. That's who I wanted to put for my doofus of the week.
Who, Eckersley?
Yo, screw you, Dennis Eckersley. Like, he's such an idiot.
Stroman did come after him, like he did tweet something, but he put that picture up of Alomar at first. So at first I was just like, why don't you just say something instead of just like putting that stupid picture up?
Well, that's because Eckersley made comments during the game.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I thought Stroman should have just came at him, like, first instead, oh, you're a clown. But then he did end up, like, making a tweet about it.
Oh, the tweet of Alomar? Oh, I retweeted that. I love that. Because that was a home run off Eckersley, so.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, obviously it's against the Red Sox, so I love Stroman screaming in their face like that. So, I mean, I've always liked Marcus Stroman. I'm not giving up much for him.
Yeah, and if I'm the Blue Jays, I want to keep him because he's definitely the best pitcher you have. And as your team keeps getting better with all the rookies they have, you got to have like an anchor starting pitcher.
Definitely, and I love the passion he plays with. You got to have someone like that on your team. Always.
Yeah, and I can't see him in any other uniform.
Yeah, I mean, the only other uniform, I think he looked good in stripes.
You'd think anybody looked good in stripes. That about wraps it up. Follow us on Twitter. Reads at 2SidesofNY. I'm at Metsman19. And on Instagram, we're at 2SidesofNY. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice night.